start working with Python. To start working with Python, you first go to this run menu and you type here CMD. It will open your command prompt. You start the command prompt. So it will give you this command prompt like this. If there is a problem, font problem, you go to the properties, and in properties, in font, you can modify this so that your font will be greater and brighter so that anybody can see this. To start working with Python, type here Python. So it gives you Python command prompt like this, and then here you can start working. So to use Python as a calculator, what we can do here is, I will give here a is equal to 17, b is equal to 5. So it will consider a and b both as variables. Their values are not fixed. We can give any value to them. To make the addition, we can use a plus b. It gives the addition of a and b. If we give a minus b, so it subtracts b from a. Similarly, we can get multiplication a into b, and similarly we can get the division. So if we check the division a by b, so it gives the answer as 3.5. So 17 divided by 5, if you make it, so it gives 3.5. If you want only 3, only integer part, then what we can do is a double forward slash b. A double forward slash b, it gives you only integer part, that is 3. Okay, and this a mod b, it gives you the remainder. Okay, so 17 divided by 5, so 5 3s are 15, 17 minus 15 is 2, so this gives you the remainder. So this a by b, it gives you exact division into the floating point number. A, if you are interested only into the integer part, in that case we give a double forward slash b, and if you want remainder, if you want 17 divided by 5 and if you want to get a remainder, in that case we use this mod sign. To get one more example, I will take x is equal to suppose 23, then y is equal to 4. Then if I give x plus y, it gives me 27. Just otherwise screen, I will take screen upward so that you can check all these things. X minus y, so 23 minus, if we use y minus x, so it will give you minus 19, because y is 4, 4 minus 23, it gives you x divided by y, so 23 divided by 4, so it gives you 5.75. X double forward slash y, it gives you only integer part, 5, and x mod y, that is 23 divided by 4. So 5 4s are 20, 23 minus 20 is 3, and so remainder is 3. And then x into y, for multiplication we use star sign, x into y, so it is 92. We have one more mathematical operator here. Suppose a is equal to 2 and then b is equal to 5. We want 2 raised to 5, so we use a double star b, so it gives you 2 raised to 5. So to get raised to, we use a double star b, so double star is used for the raised to. So this is how we can use your Python command prompt as a calculator. Now if we give here, we will take one more example. A is equal to 2, b is equal to 3, c is equal to 4, and d is equal to 5. If we give a plus b plus c plus d, it gives addition of a plus b plus c plus d directly. If we give a plus b into c plus d, so in that case it makes first a into b, so 3 into 4 is 12, and then a plus 12 plus d, so it makes a plus 12, that is 2 plus 12, that is 14, and then 14 plus d, 19, so it gives you 19. So highest priority is given to the multiplication and division, and then plus minus. Okay. Now in previous example, a plus b plus c plus d, all operators are plus. Okay. All operators are plus. So it starts from left to right solving. So it will make first a plus b, then whatever result it adds c, whatever result it adds d. Now if you make it like this, a plus b into c plus d, so now highest priority is given to bracket. So it makes first a plus b, so it is 2 plus 3, 5, and then 5 into c, that is 5 into 4 is 20, and then plus 5. Okay, so it gives 25. So it solves brackets first and then regular part. So if I give here like this, so it solves first a plus b. So a plus b is 5. So now it becomes 5 into bracket c plus d. So it now solves bracket c plus d. So c plus d is 9. So it becomes 5 into 9. And now it becomes 45. Okay. So this is how it works. Okay. This is about how we can use the Python command as a calculator. We can solve plus minus multiplication division and then exponential. Okay. Now here this a b c d, here we have stored numeric value a plus b plus c plus d. Now if we give a is equal to 12.5, b is equal to 5.3, just for the example, and if I give a by b, so it's 12.5 divided by 5.3. If it is a double forward slash b, so it gives only 2. Now in this case it gives you 2.0. If you check previous example here, check here, it is giving only 5, because x and y, what is the check value of x? Value of x is 23 and value of y is 4. So in this case, value of x is considered as an integer and value of y is again 4, it is considered as an integer. So in this case, this gives you answer as purely integer format. Here this gives you answer purely as an integer format. But here in this case, if you check here, a is 12.5. So whenever decimal point is there, that number is considered as a floating point number. So a is equal to 12.5, it is a float. B is equal to 5.3, it is also considered as a float. Float number divided by float number, it gives you answer into the float format. It gives you 16, 11 or 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it will try to print 15 digits after decimal point. And then a double forward slash b, so it gives only integer part, that is 2. But as a and b both are float, it will give you answer as a float. And if you check here, a mod b, now this gives you the remainder in this format. But generally, if you check programming languages like C or C++, this mod operation, that is percentage operation, is not allowed on floating point. But in Python it gives you. So it gives remainder as a 1.900. Okay, that why it is. So that we have to check, that is 12.5 divided by 5.3. We have to try to make the division and check the remainder. Okay, what will this? It should be 1.900, like that. So this is about the Python interpreter. So as a calculator, here we have used integer value, here we have used float value. Now suppose we want to work with character value. So in that case, we can use single quotes like this. Okay, so I can use here, suppose, so name is a variable just like a, b, x, y, z, or you can take only n to avoid the confusion, and the value which is present in n is a sangram. So if you use only n, it will print value of n. Okay, so value of n is sangram. The information which is present in single quotes or into the double quotes, that information it considers as a string information. Now, if I use here upper, so it will display data as a uppercase, original data remains as it is. Only for the displaying purpose it will display into the uppercase. N dot lower, it will display data into the lowercase. And if I use here, suppose name equal to Sangram Tukaram Patil, like this. Now if I use name, it will give me whatever I have typed. Okay, if I use name dot upper, in previous example I have used n, and here I have used name. It doesn't make any difference. This n is different and this name is different. They don't have any relation with each other. This n is considered as a separate variable, this name is considered as a separate variable. Name dot upper, so it will display everything into the uppercase. Okay, if I use name dot lower, it will display everything into the lowercase. Okay, now if I use here, suppose everything as a small case. If I type name, it will display name the way I have typed. If I use here upper, it will display name into the uppercase. But if I use here now title, check here how it displays. Each word's first character it displays as a capital letter. You can say as a camel case. This is also considered as a common case, camel case, but this is also considered as a title case. Each word's first character it makes as a capital. So to work with string, there are three functions. Upper, it converts your data into the uppercase. Lower, it converts it into the lowercase, and title, it converts your data into the capital case. Now here you take one more variable, that is m, and if I give m blank space, okay, and suppose I give here HGU blank space single quotes, if I enter, so this data will remain as it is. Check here, there are blank spaces before and after m. Okay. To check how many characters are there in m, I can give len m. Len m, it gives you total number of characters present within a string, 13. If I use len name, the name is now Sangram blank space Tukaram blank space Patil. Here it is 21. Blank space is considered as a valid character. Blank space is considered as a valid character. Okay. It is possible to remove blank spaces from starting and from ending, but middle blank space is not possible to remove. If you have middle blank spaces, like if you have given suppose x as Sangram blank space Patil blank space like this, okay, and if you print x, and if you check now len of x, okay, so it gives 25 including blank spaces and all. Okay, so here we have to remove blank spaces. If you want to remove blank spaces from the starting and ending, that how to do this, that we will say in some program. That is, if more blank spaces are there, then we want to remove the blank spaces, and to remove blank spaces, how to do this? But wait a minute. To remove the blank spaces, we have to apply one more function. That is, that function allows you to remove blank spaces, which is a strip x dot strip. Check here. So it removes starting and ending blank spaces. If you check only m, okay, so your m is blank space. If I use m dot strip, check here, it removes, but only for the displaying purpose it removes. Your original data remains as it is. Okay. If you want to remove blank spaces, starting and ending blank spaces from the original data, what we have to do is m dot strip. It removes the data, and that data you assign it to again m. So original data in M is blank space HGU blank space. M dot strip, it removes starting and ending blank spaces. It gives you HGU, but only for the displaying purpose. Original data check here remains as it is. So to remove the blank space from the original data, what we can do here is M dot strip, and whatever answer it is given to again M. And now if you check M, it removes the blank spaces. Same thing if you check X. In X we are having ending blank spaces. If we use X dot strip, sorry, spelling mistake, strip. So here this ending blank spaces it removes, but your original data remains as it is. It is only for the displaying purpose. So to make the changes into the original data, what we can use, X is equal to X dot strip. Now if we take original, it removes it. So your strip is used to remove in left hand side and right hand side blank spaces. It won't remove middle blank spaces like this. Middle blank spaces are remaining as it is. And if you want to remove middle blank spaces, in such case you have to write the code. That is, with the help of program only you have to remove it. Okay. Now whatever we have learned up to this stage, A, B, X, Y, M, N, L, these all are used to store single value at a time. If you want to store multiple values, then in that case we have to take help of other type like integer, float, string, character, which is used to store a single character. Okay, we have one more data type, that is a boolean. So if we check the boolean data type, so if we use A is equal to 12 and B is equal to 4, the boolean data type means A is greater than B. So this is the relational operator which checks whether value of A is greater than B. So it gives you true. This is true, is a boolean data type. True and false, these are two values are there, either 0 or 1. 0 means false, 1 means true. But check the T. T is a capital, it is a case sensitive. A is less than B, false. It is condition is not satisfied. We have total 6 relational operators: greater than, equal to, less than equal to, and not equal to. To check the exact value, we use double equal to, because single equal to is used to assign a value. So if you want to check whether value of A is equal to B, then we have to use double equal to. So here there are total 6 relational operators, and right now use only one relational operator to compare two values with each other. They returns you either true or false. If condition is satisfied, it will return true. If condition is not satisfied, it will return false. So we can use relational operators on command prompt also. Here suppose A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2, C is equal to 3, and D is equal to 4. So if you check here, A plus B is less than C plus D. That is true. So A plus B, that is 2 plus 1 is 3. Then C plus D, 4 plus 3 is 7. 3 is less than 7. Yes, true. This is also possible. So this is arithmetic operation. This is again arithmetic operation. It solves two arithmetic operation and then it will check here. So this is also possible. That is combination of relational operator and arithmetic operators. This is possible. Now this all stores the single values. If you want to store multiple values together, in that case we have to take other containers, or you can say different facilities provided by Python, which we will check in a next video. Thank you.